Hey everybody, Mike Pfeiffer with Pfeiffer Hobby Supply. We're going to do the ACT3 update 48. And I know you're not used to them being this soon, but I got something kind of cool to show you. It's not going to be very long today, but I think it's kind of cool. Let's get started. Okay everybody, it's a beautiful day here in Las Cruces so far. I don't think we're supposed to have a whole lot of wind, and I don't think we're supposed to have any spitting rain today. So let me get showing you what's going on update 48. Okay everybody, I know in the last video I said I don't know if I will, I don't think I will, and I don't know, you guys probably know me by now. Once I get a little spark in my head, it just goes. So anyway, here's what I've put in. I have some videos recorded that I'm going to attach onto this, but this is basically the final product so far. And as you can see, I've cut a hole through over there that goes in and ties into the track in the bottom of the canyon over there, out of sight. It comes through, it's about 4.5 inches high here. Comes across the shelf area on 3% and 2% risers. Comes around here and ends right underneath this shelf right before the bracket there. What this does is give me 2 tracks to stage trains on. I think I've explained it in the videos that I've taken over the last 2 or 3 days, but nevertheless, I think I'm going to put some, to space out a little bit, I'm going to put some HO foam sheet on there, and then cut the sheet along the top, and then I'm going to, I believe, hook masonite to that. At least that's the game plan so far. But somehow I'm going to face this, and then I'm going to paint it the same color as the shelf material and the fascia. So that is what I've got, gang, and I got to hook in. I have power attached to it, and I've got to hook in the switch over there, and I've got to extend it over and hook it into a DS64 over here so I can put a push button over here to operate that switch. Once I do that, I'll have full use of these tracks. I do have the track, do have the feeder to the track, and it is running. It's not quite level. I can go around, and I'll have to go around and level it up a little bit. But even at that, it functions well. And of course, I can bring this locomotive on around. Let me put the throttle down here and see if I can swing you around over here. And hopefully you'll see it come out over there. So you can see where it goes. I think that this will work real well for getting trains, like I say, getting trains staged over here right on the front of the layout without being in the yard over there, and allow me to bring trains out and at least sort, maybe even sort trains over here in the yard. This will be the track that heads out and goes to the outside world. From the ACT to possibly SP, something of that nature. Maybe we'll call it to Dallas or something like that. I don't know. Haven't made up my mind yet. But the track, the point of it is the track works. This track will not be ballasted. It will not be painted. It will not be anything. And I have only hot glued it. Let me, pardon me. Let me come back around. I think you can see there that I've hot glued it to the deck. There, I didn't do anything as far as pinning it down or anything. So if I ever decided to remove it, I could remove it. But it doesn't hinder the stacking of the kits back there. I didn't lose any, to speak of, shelf area here. All my cars and stuff are on the same shelving units, so it really didn't interfere with much of anything. And like I say, I think I'll enjoy having it out here. So anyway, let me show you the videos from the last couple days. Okay, I know I said in video 47 that I had no plans to extend that track back there. But as most of you know, whenever I say I don't have any plans, my brain starts turning. So, I have cut a hole through. Don't know what I'm going to do with the inside of it yet. And likely this will not be scenic out here. But I have risers to take me over to right there. Let me swing back gently. When I get the logistics of where this is going to be figured out, there's going to be a turnout right in here. Either a turnout to replace this piece of 28 and put the curve in the turnout, or put the turnout here. But anyway, it'll give me about 4.5 feet here of area to and 2 tracks to stage trains. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the height of this. I mean, obviously it's got to be this high. But I think what I'm going to do is just kind of like plaster it, kind of scenic it right in place, and just kind of let it sit on top of the shelf here. And I didn't want to turn and come all the way down here because I didn't want to ruin all my shelf space. Plus, all I do is store the models back here, so that I can still do even with this thing in the way. And once it's on the foam and once it's got plaster on it, it'll be sturdy enough if I have to lean on it or whatever, which I don't. I mean, I can get to all that stuff still. But it's not going to be super scenic or anything. It'll be something utilitarian here. But anyway, I'm taking this video here kind of in advance of the next video, so I'll add this clip in. By the way, just for your info, this feeder was on the end of that track back there. I was able to take it off and pull it back here. There was a bumper on back in there. Took the bumper off, and I will have to slide some cardboard or something underneath there to keep cars from falling into the void, or hot glue something up in there, just so I don't lose cars down in there, although I can get my hand in there, and I don't plan on putting anything extreme around here. So that's kind of the plan right now. Supposedly this is a 3% riser right here. I don't know where I got this. I only ordered 2%. But anyway, it comes down, and you can see that this 2% riser is a little bit higher. So I'm gonna cut this 3%er back to make this one the same height as, I think it's right about in here. And then I'll just continue the 2% on down. But anyway, that'll give me a place to run trains from the layout over here, around behind there, and actually come off the layout and then have a place to stage trains right here. So we will see how that works out. And I'll keep you posted in the next video, or the video that you'll be watching when I put this video on. Okay, here's today's progress. Same day I recorded the first video, by the way. You can see the track tied in, although I need to put this feeder on the end of the turnout there. Then I'm going to hook the turnout. I'm going to take the wire down there and take it out underneath and hook it to a DS64 and put a push button on it. Then as you see, it comes down here. By the way, I put these extension tracks in here not because I like extension tracks, but simply because I needed to use them for re-railers to rail cars. And it comes down here, a couple of 19-inch radiuses, some straights, some 19s, a couple more re-railers, a couple 19s, and then a couple 28s, a couple of 1-inch and a 1 3/4 or whatever it is, and 2 bumpers. So let me step back here and give you an idea of what this all looks like here. Hold on one second, having a malfunction, knocking tools on the floor. Anyway, now you can see where it comes out and comes across and ends right under there, because I have a bracket that holds up that glass shelf and I don't want to move those shelves. But that gives me about 4.5 feet of staging track, 2 tracks, which I think will be handy. I only put the bridge on in there just because, give a little more airy effect. You know, something you can see through. I'll put some abutments there. Like I say, whatever, there's not going to be scenery on this per se, but I will probably use plaster cloth. I'll use masking tape on the top, use plaster cloth on the sides, and then likely, I don't know, paint it with something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm going to put on the face of that. If I could think of something very thin that was long enough, I guess I could cut a piece of masonite and put it across the front of there. I don't know. I'm having trouble deciding. The back doesn't need to be scenic, but it would be nice to have something as a fascia here. And as you can see, I still have shelf area, which is what I wanted to do. I didn't want to take all my shelf area, but I thought it would be nice to have some off layout staging. So this is what we have so far, and I'll keep you guys updated. Okay guys, today I lined the inside of the tunnel with masking tape and then gave it a coat of the fascia paint. That will keep the cars from falling down into the abyss. I could get them out of there if I had to, but I just don't want them to fall in there if they derail. You can still see that I have my my power cable hanging out here. When this paint dries, and I've also put the masking tape on top of the risers and also given it a coat of paint. When that dries, I'll mount the track. Then I'll figure out what kind of abutments I want to put on that bridge, and then I'll figure out what I want to put what kind of fascia I want to put on there. I'm leaning towards masonite, but I need to space it out a little bit, and I have some HO foam sheets, and I might glue those to this foam with hot glue, and then cut my pieces out of my masonite for the fascia, and then glue it to the foam, to the black foam sheets, HO foam sheets, to finish this off and make it look like something. But anyway, that's to be determined down the road. But until that dries, I can't put the track back on there. But I'll show you what it's like after. Okay gang, hope you enjoyed update 48, and as usual, thanks for watching.